Hello, thank you very much for watching the video on online course for nutrition sensitive agriculture. In this module, we will learn about balanced diet. In this module, we will learn two contents. First, what is balanced diet? Second, current implementation gap in balanced diet. For the first content, what is balanced diet? We will use example of children under 2, how to guide complementary feeding, based on the guidebook developed by WHO. So, what is balanced diet? Let's start from remembering how fast a baby can grow. A baby can grow triple times in 1 year after its birth. At the beginning, on its birth, all the required nutrient for baby is supplied from breast milk. But as baby grows, breast milk cannot be enough because, as I said, in 1 year he grow into triple size. But breast milk, volume of breast milk cannot be triple in a year. So naturally, as baby grows, baby need to fill the nutrition gap from outside breast milk. That is complementary feeding. And as you can find in this graph bar chart, you can realize nutrition gap is different depending on type of nutrient. Yellow color indicates amount of nutrient supplied from breast milk, and the white part is a gap which is not satisfied by breast milk. So when we consider designing of complementary feeding, we need to carefully look at the size of this gap depending on type of nutrient. Okay, let's start from rice. Suppose if mother prepare complementary feeding only by rice, the result is like this. The nutrition supplied by breast milk is in yellow color, and there is a gap in white. And in between that, there is a supply from rice. You can see some addition of energy from rice, up to 50%. And similarly, there is an addition of protein, up to 75% from rice. But there is almost no supply of iron from rice, and also no supply for vitamin A. Then what should mother do? This is second trial, combination of rice with beans. So this time, by adding extra beans on top of rice, we can see protein is already satisfied by 100%. But there is not much addition on energy, and there is little addition for iron, and almost no addition for vitamin A. So after 2 trials, starting from rice and followed by rice and bean, the mother still faced a challenge in satisfying all the nutrition requirement. So she decided to consult with health expert. And this is guidance from expert. Instead of beans, she added liver uh, to supply protein, iron, and vitamin A. And also green leaves are added for vitamin A and iron. And the result shows protein, iron, vitamin A is already satisfied over 100%. However, there is still gap in energy supply. This can be satisfied through high-calorie ingredients such as oil or sugar. So for the energy part, it can be improved later. And importantly, mother have already satisfied all the other nutrients. So this is how um, complementary feeding should be designed. Okay, in the previous slide, we have learned how to design complementary feeding to fill the nutrition demand of children. However, do you think is it really possible to implement this method in rural households in developing countries? I think it's not really practical. It's too complex to implement. So in reality, in practice, there is a more simplified method applied all over the world. I will introduce this practical method and explain potential gap through applying this simplified method. Okay, in this slide, we compare theoretical approach in complementary feeding and practical approach in complementary feeding. Theoretical approach is shown in left side box, which is already explained in the previous slides. And right hand side is practical approach developed by UNICEF. It is called IYCF, Infant and Young Children Feeding. IYCF is composed by 8 indicators. Among them, two items is important in designing complementary feeding. Minimum dietary diversity and minimum meal frequency. Minimum dietary diversity is defined as proportion of children 6 to 23 months of age who receive foods from 4 or more food groups. Minimum meal frequency, defined as proportion of breastfed and non-breastfed children 6 to 23 months of age who receive solid, semi-solid, or soft foods. The minimum number of times or more. In case of children 6 to 8 months, 2 times. In case of children 9 to 23 months, 3 times. And children between 6 to 23 months, 4 times. So to make it easier, under IYCF, balanced diet is defined as the food which is composed 4 or more types of food groups, regardless its volume. So this is very simple and easy and implementable in rural community. So this is very good strategy to be promoted in rural area in developing countries. But because this is very easy to understand and implement. But this process also sacrifice the preciseness of dietary balance because it skip the calculation process. Okay, in the previous slide, I have explained the difference between practical approach and theoretical approach for complementary feeding. In theoretical approach, we need to measure weight of each food item consumed. On the other hand, in practical approach, what we need to do is just count the number of food group consumed during last 24 hours. And this graph shows the difference of the impact of theoretical and practical approach for stunting. The graph on the left hand is relationship between dietary diversity and stunting. So it shows the impact of practical approach. And on the right hand side, this shows the relationship between protein supply per capita per day and stunting. As you can see, there's a much stronger correlation between stunting and protein supply. So theoretically, if we can measure the volume of each food item and supply exact amount of nutrient, then it can significantly contribute stunting reduction. Summary of the session. To optimize diet, we need to match dietary requirement for healthy life and nutrient supply from each food item. So supply and demand matching is required. However, it is practically not possible to monitor the weight of each food item consumed per day. For this reason, we practice number of food items consumed as an alternative indicator for nutrient balance. There is a good potential of nutrition improvement if we have a tool to quantify nutrient intake from set of food items.